Hey, everybody. Hey, Tammy.
Hey, Lisa. Hey, everyone. Good to see you all.
Hey, Gwen Broke Cowgirl. And hey, Troy Sutton. Good to see you guys.
Hello, hello.
Hello, everybody. So it's cold by you, eh?
Yeah, it's cold here. It's going to get colder. I mean, we're going to get real cold here soon. Not nearly as cold as you. I feel guilty about complaining about the cold when I complain to you.
Yeah.
Because you
No,
can
no
take your
worries.
cold and then talk to Lisa, man. She's going to tell you what cold's really all about.
Oh. And
Hmm.
it has not been bad, but we're going to have some like 10-degree days. And,
That's not
we're,
too bad for you guys.
we're in the sub zeros at night, though.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh, see, now that's our low. That's our low. It's going to be like the 9 degrees is going to be the low.
Yeah.
If
Once it gets
we,
below zero, well, once it gets below zero, I'm not happy.
yeah, yeah, and the
But only
poor
a few
animals.
days,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll get warmer again, and shouldn't be too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Gwen said it's cold here to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all
I
relative,
remember those days.
So Gwen said she's taken
Hmm.
baby steps towards her goals.
Awesome. That's how it
Absolutely.
is. That's how you have to do, right?
Hmm. We have a huge to-do list of all these little odds and ends, and some can get done now, some can't.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and some of them are larger projects, some aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily homesteading, more of the house and stuff. And
Yeah. Still
um,
goals. Still goals. Absolutely.
yeah, and so we've been trying to check that stuff off. Hey, about 6 acres. No worries. Thanks for stopping in to say hey.
Hello.
Um, so yeah, so that's what we've been doing. How about you?
Mm-hmm. So same. I'm going to be canning again this week, and I've got to do it during the evening when I get off of work.
Thanks, Juana.
Um, I'm definitely going to be canning beans, but I'm thinking about trying to can like some baked beans. Some
Oh,
yummy
nice.
baked beans. Yeah, I'm really excited that I can you know. Okay, so this I'm going to say something that sounds stupid to everybody who already pressure cans, but it's
No.
really cool knowing I can make something and have it stay on the shelf and
Yeah.
be good.
Yep.
And I know this is like old news, but if it wasn't something pickled or jellied, couldn't do that before. So that's kind of cool.
And you did it.
And I
You
did
did it.
it.
And it wasn't anywhere near as bad as you thought.
No, it wasn't. And it wasn't that much different than water bath canning. Like worried about, I was more worried about like the cleanliness, the sanitation piece. I feel like I really focused on that pretty heavy because my worry about pressure canning wasn't an explosion. My worry is botulism,
Really?
right? Yeah, it had nothing to do with the device. I get the device. It's not going to
Oh.
explode. You know what I mean?
I
It's
assumed you were worried about the
Did
explosion
you
like most
really?
people.
No.
Most people are.
Yeah, well, remember what my degree is engineering, right? So I trusted the device. I don't trust me. Yes, yes. I'm so excited. I'm so excited, Gwen.
And
I
Gwen
bought
sent you some good information.
She did. Thank you so much, Gwen, for that. I appreciate that. I feel like I was making that part harder. I feel
Mhm.
like and nobody really talks about that in their videos. They don't talk about and what we're talking about, everybody, is Gwen gave me a tip on the sterilizing your jars because I was thinking I needed to boil them and all of this, and I don't know. There's different ways to go about doing that. So one.
Yeah, and I told Gwen that you and I talked, and you
Mhm.
you did ended up not having to do that because we talked
Mhm.
about how it was
Yeah.
over the processing time, so you didn't need to.
Yep.
And sometimes that ends up in I haven't watched your video yet, but sometimes it ends up in videos because of the way you're talking and doing stuff,
Uh-huh.
and you can't cut it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I put mine in the while I'm heating up the water.
Uh-huh.
I put them in there to get them hot.
I like that.
I don't do it
Mhm.
all the time, but
Yeah.
I do it just because it's already heating up. Why not just sit them in there,
Yeah.
let them get heated up? I'm not worried about sterilizing them,
Yeah.
but
And
I
that
just
is an important step for me because, well, for one thing, I told my daughter, hey, I can use my pressure canner as a water bath canner. So I'll let you have my water bath canner. And then when I was canning, I'm like, oh shoot, I'm still going to need this. And we have a small place and room for two ginormous pots. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it takes up space.
oh, I totally know. Why do you think we
Mhm.
added that counter in?
Yeah.
And that's why we did
Mhm.
it, because quite honestly, we had canning stuff everywhere. And I have
Mhm.
2 pressure canners. Hey, Nancy, our
Hey,
treasured home.
Nancy.
Um, and they take up a lot of space and all
Mhm.
that.
They do. Even during the process, could you see like down my countertop? And I always kind of there's always if you're cooking, you got like some kind of mess around you from the cutting stuff up, just from the cooking process itself. So I had my instant pot where I made the bone broth. And it was very cool to know that my bone broth did turn out well, the one that I opened, the one that's still closed. I don't know. Is it jelly like? I'll have to go look.
If the
But
other one is, that one will be.
yeah, yeah, it was. It was nice and jellied. So it was legit bone broth in the instant pot. I thought
That's
in
really
like
cool.
half the time. I put it through a 2 hour thing and then did let it do its natural vent in the instant pot. And then I put it through another 2 hour thing and let it do its natural vent. And then I still boiled it because it was kind of sitting there and I wanted to make sure that I boiled it 10 minutes.
Yep.
You had shared that tip with me, Lisa. Boil it 10 minutes before, if I understood you correctly, boil it 10 minutes before I actually put it in the jars, right? Just to make sure.
Yeah,
So,
I always do, because they say that when it starts to cool down, bacteria can
mhm.
form. And I
Yeah.
mean, for me, it takes no time at all
Hmm.
to make sure that you, like, because what I'll do is, if we have a chicken, right? We have a whole
Uh-huh.
chicken we process,
Yeah.
and what we end up doing is we cook the wings and the legs one
Hmm.
night, and then the next day the breast and the carcass is usually
Uh-huh.
how it goes.
Yeah.
And so the day we do the breast and the carcass after it's roasted
Hmm.
goes in a pot, and I start it. And then of course it's late after
Hmm.
supper, right?
Yeah.
So then I let it cool down, put it in the fridge. The next day, um, I end up um, I end up taking it out and letting it boil for longer,
Hmm.
because it needs to cook more.
Yeah, it does.
So, but if for some reason something happened, like say I had to go pick somebody up and I had to shut the broth off and it cooled down before I put it in the
Hmm.
jars, I always bring it to a boil for a few minutes or so, just to make sure that it's killed any bacteria.
Hmm. Yeah. Yep. So after all that, I got really good broth. And I feel like it resulted in really good broth. But note to self, if you take any out while you're cooking it to put on your dog's dog food, you got to make sure you put water in there.
Yeah.
I was looking at that jar and I'm like, and there's probably the amount that I gave to my dog. Thank you very much. I'm not going to have two cans on the shelf.
It's okay. It was your first time. That's
Yeah,
a good idea, Gwen, because I've got to do some beef. So there it is, Tammy.
there it
Sorry.
is. Yeah.
I have to do some
Oh,
bone broth.
oh, that is a good idea because I have some beef bones that are in the freezer. Hey, have you ever mixed beef bones with like pork bones? Just curious.
I have not. I've seen people make pork broth.
Yeah, I make pork broth.
Yeah. We've made pheasant stock.
Uh huh. Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, it was really good. I mean, you had the carcass, so why not?
Yeah. Waste not, want not.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. So what kind of steps the whole purpose of today's live was really to talk about, like, what are you actually doing
Hmm.
to work towards your goals? Because we can talk about it till the cows
Hmm.
come home.
Yeah.
And I think it's just, what are your goals and what are you doing to actively work towards them.
Yeah.
And I
And
know
are
for
you
me,
remembering to do something? Something.
right. And so, like I said, for us right now, it's checking off to-do list items to get things done that need to get done.
Yeah.
It's also checking off fun things.
Hey, Heather, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. Good to see
Hey,
you.
Heather. Like fun things, like like I'm taking a class on spinning, so that way I know technique better because someone showed me, but I really feel like I need more instruction. And now the person who taught me would gladly offer it. But I'm like, let me go take this class, and that gets me closer to my goal of spinning.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. So for me, it's about keeping the what I want to do, what I want to learn, what do I want to accomplish at the front of my mind too, and not forgetting.
Hi, Annette.
I don't do the classes or anything because honestly, I feel like I might work from home, but I'm already gone, mentally from my own house for, all the days of the week that I'm working, right? I'm not really here. I'm here, but I'm not here. Physical form only. So, like, I don't want to have to go to a class. So for me, I use YouTube resources and books. Those are my big things. So I just bought the USDA canning book so I could get more, not only the great tips in there, but there's tons of recipes in there too.
Hi, Bob.
And I'm going to be watching more videos on other people canning the beans. Even though I'm following a recipe, I like to see people do the thing that I'm going to do. And for the fitness thing, and you're going to see, like, I've got a 30-minute meal video that's going to come out by next week for Whistle Stop Homestead's collaboration. But I did like several meals, and I don't necessarily cook real healthy. Not that I cook super unhealthy, but you're going to see, like, I don't know, I need some more work in that discipline in that department, I guess. But I have been making sure that I watch the workouts on YouTube. I'm going to say it again. Like, they're so easy. So just kind of staying on track with that. There's other things that I need to do also, though, that I have not done. I need to sit down. I need to make a list of places I need to call because I want to call the place that, what do they call themselves? American Herbalist Guild, the AHG, to talk to them about where are these 800 hours that are required for your RH designation? Where do they need to come from? And what can I apply that I already have?
Right.
The school I was going to closed down. So now I'm like, crap, do I need to join another school? Will they take what I have and apply that for I'm sure they will, because they appear to be a very reasonable organization, but there's things like that I still have to do. And for me, it's using, I need to use my agenda even more than I have it, or not agenda, but my planner. I need to use that and really hold myself accountable. It's guitar day.
Yeah, Glenda's lessons.
What? I did not know that. How fun.
Oh yeah. Him and their son Tanner, they play guitar.
Very cool.
Gwen had
you say that because that's one of my things. I need to get better at guitar. And of course, I have my husband. I don't need a teacher or anything. But what I need to do is discipline myself to actually play guitar. My husband's good about it. He plays every day, like multiple times.
Gwen has some really good stuff with the planner. I have it on the screen. I used to use a planner a lot. I don't use it now. And that's mainly because, being in the corporate world, meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting.
Oh, yeah, I know all about that.
When you're supposedly working a 40-hour week and your meetings are 39 hours of the week.
Which
Um,
means, by the way, what she's saying is you're in meetings all day. So that means you have to work over to actually get your work done because the meetings
yeah,
prevent the work from being accomplished.
but
Yes.
then you also like you have travel time for some of them. Well, I know you don't because you're remotely, but
Yeah.
I had travel time and all that stuff, and it's like I am rejecting the planner at this point.
Yeah. I got the
Why?
same
Because
thing.
I've done that for years.
Yeah.
I lived by it,
You're
and
like,
I
don't
don't want
make
to.
me.
Yeah, don't make me. Um, so I am rebelling against planners. Now I still plan, I still have things and everything, but I put it in my phone.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm right now I'm like anti-planner. But I do have like a whole list of, things that I do.
Yeah. The thing is, I feel like I can be forgetful. And I can also I'm really good at hyper focusing, like I can get into start working on something and really hyper focus, and when I do that, I will tend to miss other things that need to be done. I like to use the alarm on my phone too,
Hey
but
Jan, good to see you.
the lists. I gotta get the list. I'm putting on there right now. Call AHG.
I
See if I can do
love
that today.
sticky notes. Annette said I love sticky notes, a new color each day, then throw it away. I love
Oh
sticky
yeah.
notes too. I used to stick them
Yeah.
in my car so I wouldn't forget to pick things up on the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love those. Matter of fact, I got a thing of them. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab it real quick.
Okay. So yeah, so what are you guys doing to work towards your goals? Because that's what we're talking about today is what are you actually doing and what steps are you actually taking to meet your goals? So it could be using your planner, um, writing yourself notes every day, however that works for you. Haha, sticky notes. My first computer screen was lined with sticky notes on how to do computer stuff. Yeah, I know. I think we were all there at one point.
These are all sticky notes. Isn't it cute?
Cute.
Oh, I'm not blurred out. You guys can see.
Cute.
I was thinking, and we never do this, Lisa, and but I was thinking, you know what? I think maybe I'll get an extra one, and then we'll do a little giveaway on Lisa's live. Hope you don't mind. Do you mind?
No.
I could. I mean, it's not a huge deal, guys. But I love that, it's got all these little don't forget, read me, like little things. Scratch out the sign me and, put something else. But
Cute.
do. And yeah, I thought someone else might like to have that. So maybe here in a little bit we'll pick a number or something.
I use the to-do list on my phone, and what I love
Mhm.
about it is I can make a priority,
Oh yeah,
and
nice.
then in those circles, I can click on it and it goes away.
Oh really?
So it's done.
Hey. So I have a
Um,
notes thing. I always use it for like grocery shopping. That's my notes is my grocery shopping list.
yeah, I do that too.
Uh-huh. That's a good idea though.
But I like it because you click on the dot and it goes away.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, so but it's just like, like I said, silly things like fixing Grant's feeder because the first set of cables we had lasted years, and now the
Mhm.
coated cables, that we
Oh,
got them from an auction, they just don't seem as good as they were because they keep breaking. So
I like this one too. Making a
hey, Ginger,
plan
not for
the
nothing.
night before. So this
Mm-hmm.
is what I do when I have to do something that I'm going to use the word scared, okay? Don't judge.
Not judging.
When I have to do something I'm scared of. So like or something that's intimidating to me in some way. So like the canning. The way that I did it, Lisa, the night before, I psyched myself out. I was like, all right, tomorrow morning, I'm getting up. We're doing this, right? I have to do this. So, and then I get up in the morning, and that's my mission. That worked. Aw, thank you, Ginger.
Yeah, I mean, you've got it. The Cow Emporium says Glenn has taught me
I'm
to
not
start.
scared now.
No, you shouldn't be because it's it's your internal dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn has taught me to start with a year-long budget, then we
Oh,
see what we can do for projects. That's a long-term idea. I really like that idea.
me too. Anybody else use a budget? We don't use a budget. Like our budget is try not to spend too much money. That's our budget.
Yeah.
Thank you, Annette.
Barb said it's raining so hard here, my internet keeps going out. Oh, geez.
Oh gosh, yeah. Stay safe.
Oh, it's cold. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
another time. Ryan was like, just
Linda.
put the heat on in the room. And I'm like, no.
I
'Cause I
do
have to
like
work late.
the night before list too, because if you want to be really productive and make sure that, which for me, that really productive piece comes in when it's a huge project. But you know what? When you've got a big to-do list and there's lots of little things you need to do, like I need to call the propane company too, and I wrote that down also. Like all the little things when you can pow, 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 kind of knock them all out like that. I feel like that night before list is really a good idea. And I
Yeah.
haven't been doing that a lot lately. I need to start doing that again.
Yeah.
What about creating habits? Anybody trying to create any new habits? Lisa?
I'm trying to create the spinning habit.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that's what it's about. I mean, I'm just trying to do the muscle memory and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
And to
that's
build the
another
rhythm,
reason.
right?
Well, yeah, but that's another reason why I'm taking the class is I don't want to develop muscle memory that's incorrect
Oh gosh, right?
by working on it. So
Mhm.
I'm going to go on the 22nd and do that. And I'm really excited about it. So I did some on my machine, but I'm kind of waiting,
Mhm.
like I said, so I don't develop muscle memory that
A
is
little bit of everything.
incorrect. Hey, Rhonda. I'm
So I
bad.
have tons of questions, but my first question is when are you going to do a video? Because when you do the video, tell me when you start getting ready for that video because I can ask you all my questions and then you can put the answers in your video.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. It's like, it's, when I will do a video, but when I do one, I'm not going to do a how to because I'm not in that point where I could tell somebody how. But
Mm-hmm.
it's neat to show the process. Um, yeah,
Bread
Barb
making
says,
habit.
Barb, you and Gwen have inspired me because I had dehydrated starter from Veronica at Shawcan Ranch. She sent it to me back when our water was out.
Oh, she's a
And
good bread maker too.
yeah, and so with the water being out, I couldn't do it. And then the water came back on and we were swamped with catching up and everything. So finally I got to it.
Hey, Gear Gryden.
Hey, gear. And I just it doubled in size last night, but I'm
Oh,
feeding
that's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, I agree,
I
Annette.
need
I
to do better
agree.
about the bread too. Yep, agree. I'm trying to get used to like a morning workout and an evening workout.
Good for you.
So like morning stretches, yeah, but I took 3 days off, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Don't look at the days you took off. Just keep going
But I did
and
good last week, so I'm like, that's cool. At least I did 4 out of 7.
that's right. That's right. See, and
Mm-hmm.
Barb has been so successful with her bread making.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited for her.
I put my clean jars in my canner with the lid half on and 3 quarts of water. That's what you do, Lisa. That's what
Yeah,
Lisa
I don't put
teaches.
the I don't put the cover on. I just boil it and like I said, it's not
Okay.
sterilizing.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to do next time because having the 2 huge pots on the stove, it felt so clunky to me. You know what I
Oh, it
mean?
is.
And then we have such hard water, and even when they're in there sterilizing, the jars get all, janky. Hey, does anyone use distilled water to put in the water bath canner because their water is dang hard? I kind of hate to do that, but I really hate the hard water nonsense. It drives me crazy.
Add vinegar,
Yeah, I do. I do.
but you still
Isn't
get the
that
white
nuts?
cells.
Oh man, yeah. It doesn't make it go away. Do you know what I'm saying? It's all still in there. breaks
I
it
would.
down, but
Do you use distilled or just regular bottled?
oh, for when I put the 3 quarts in the canner, I
Yeah,
used my Berkey filtered water.
smart.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't use, because you said distilled. I wouldn't
But
use
it still
distilled.
doesn't filter out the hard water. But
But add a splash of vinegar.
hmm, yeah,
Um, hold on a minute. I want to go back up. I used to hate
okay.
sourdough until Lisa encouraged me, and now I love it. Yeah, Rhonda's like a bread bacon fool over there.
I need
Um,
to do more of that. The only thing, so we don't eat a whole lot of bread, but we
Hi,
like
Gail.
English. We like tortillas. Okay, guys, we're from the Southwest.
Yeah.
We eat a lot of tortillas. And I like naan, which is kind of like a fry bread, but
Oh,
not
I love
fried
naan.
in grease. Love naan. So that's one of my English muffins, naan, tortillas. Um, which I'll be honest, I'm still not very happy with my sourdough tortillas, so I'll tend to buy them because it's just so darn easy too. But and then the pretzels and I do like sourdough bagels too. Not bread, and I should because sometimes we like it. I need
we
one.
we used to have one in Connecticut, and the reason why, believe it or not, was not the hard water.
Mm-hmm.
We had to have a system in because we had manganese
Huh.
and something else that would stain the fixtures.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Hmm.
Interesting. I don't know about topically, but manganese is something that's supposed to help your body detox well.
Yeah, it ruins your fixtures.
Wow.
I still haven't done the sourdough yet. I just really can't leave it out on the counter for a steady temp.
Hmm.
Oh, I can't either. I mean, my house is
Hmm.
way too cold for
Yeah.
starter right now.
My
And
house is always 64 to 67 degrees. If we turn it up to 68, we're like splurging.
yeah, same. But I mean, my it's warmer by not for nothing. And I mean, it we still make it work, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you could still do it, Ginger.
Yeah,
Just
you can
might,
do it, Ginger.
if you did it right now, it might not mature really quickly, but that's okay.
Yeah, ginger it would because it's
Buys you
warmer.
time too.
Yeah.
Means you could be a little lazy with feeding it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, make sourdough pretzels, Rhonda.
Mm-hmm.
Barb. Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, those sound good.
Yeah, you can put it on top of the fridge. Yep.
I need a waffle maker. I want to make chaffles.
I've put I put mine, there's a shelf behind our pellet stove
Uh huh.
and it's in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally just a little triangle piece
Uh huh.
and I put it back there.
Your sourdough?
Hmm.
Oh, good idea. I have mine in the refrigerator right now because I'm being
Yeah.
lazy. Mm-hmm.
Well, I got mine, like I said, it doubled last night. Yeah, I know, Ginger, but it'll get warm again, hopefully
Mm-hmm.
soon. But I know right now, like our house is probably about 60 just because
Mm-hmm.
it's cold out and keeping
Yeah.
up with it is impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah.
another time.
Hi, Linda.
But yeah, so it doubled yesterday and then I had to discard some and I didn't keep it. I didn't worry about it, but I fed it again and I got to go feed it after
Mm-hmm.
this.
Ginger, is sourdough making on your goal list for this year?
Yes, Barb, you can put it on a heat mat. In fact, they make a little heat mat that goes around it, which is just like the seedling one, but it's one that's made for sourdough jars. I
Mm-hmm.
just didn't buy it.
Yeah. And sometimes, like if my starter is in the fridge, like it is right now, when I go to feed it the first time, I'll use the whole wheat flour because I feel like it's more of a meal for it.
Yeah, that's fast,
Helps it
Gwen.
come
Yeah.
back to life quicker.
Yeah, mine takes forever to
Oh,
rise
wow.
in the cold temps. It just takes forever.
Hmm. I think they're still down there, like typically. I don't know. My daughter was saying in Arizona it's like somewhere between 70 and 80 degrees.
Ooh,
I know.
that sounds
Those are the
delightful right about
perfect
now.
temperatures, aren't they?
Man, I think we
Mhm.
were at, she said usually 2 hours after it's fed. Oh my gosh, mine, I have to feed mine twice a day to get mine to rise.
Mhm. That's nice.
Um, yeah, I use warm water too. Oh, we made it to 4 degrees. Feels like -7.
Goodness.
Brr. Yeah, I always use warm water. And I use rye if to give it a boost, rye
Mhm.
flour.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I do with the whole wheat. I feel like because I usually just use regular unbleached flour,
Yep.
and the flour you use can affect like how strong the sourdough flavor is. And
Yep.
I like a very mild sourdough flavor, so that's why I like to use the regular unbleached flour. But
um
it does give it a boost
yeah, I
with the
use
whole
I
wheat and
use
rye.
warm water right out of the tap. So Annette at the Cow Emporium said we've been prepping our dough and proofing it in the fridge overnight, then pop it in the hot oven.
Hmm.
Hmm. So you put it in for the long ferment overnight in the fridge and then, or is that for the final rise?
Mhm.
Rye does
Yeah.
change the flavor, but if you're only using a spoonful of it in the starter, it's
Mhm.
fine
Yeah.
because then you're going to add all that all purpose.
Yeah.
But
Same
I
with the
just,
whole wheat.
so it's sort of like if you do 1 tablespoon of flour, 1 tablespoon of rye flour, and
Mhm.
then a tablespoon of water.
Mhm.
The starter may change it, but Gwen at Bro Cowgirl said, "That's my question because I've put mine in the fridge for the first rise and it did nothing."
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I
I
leave mine
love the
on
taste
the
of dry
counter
bread too.
overnight, and that's because the house is not hot, and we have
Oh, a
like,
toasted rye bread sandwich. Oh my goodness, with
oh my
corned
gosh,
beef
yeah,
and sourdough.
a grilled cheese on rye.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry, I'm cold. Putting it in the fridge slowly, sit down.
Cow and poor y'all are making me hungry. I'm getting
Making her
hungry.
hungry. I want to hear more about this oh, putting it in the fridge will slow it down. Okay, I got it, Rhonda. Yeah, I know a lot of people who put them in the fridge overnight to proof.
Mhm. Hmm.
I, putting it, I don't need to put it in the fridge. I've got a cold house, so.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because, if our house was hot, we'd be spending a lot of money on heat.
Right?
Not
Yeah, and the
happening.
cost of propane. Good grief.
Oh, good
Yeah,
gravy.
we're on propane here, so.
Yeah, well, we've got the pellets, and
Hmm.
even
That's
then,
all expensive. It's all
yeah,
expensive.
I mean, it's just reality.
Yeah. You know, one of my goals that I need to get on it with
What?
gardening. I have not planned my garden yet. I've not completed like deciding where I want what. I have not completed deciding what I want to grow. I haven't, I went through my seeds and figured out what I wanted to give to the Indiana Backyard Gardener seed swap because, oh my gosh, best seed swap ever. I swear that's such a good seed swap. And that's like as far as I got. And even when I told her what I wanted, it wasn't like a super thoughtful response because I'm just not there yet. I've been too focused on, I guess, the canning piece. I've been studying a lot for this canning and just kind of being pulled in other directions. It's kind of, I need to focus on it. There's a difference between thinking about it and actually focusing on it and making decisions. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That are going to impact your whole season. Decisions that impact your whole season.
I'm anti-garden this year.
Mhm. Good for you, though.
I'm just like not feeling it. Like I
Mhm. I'm not feeling it yet, but I'm starting to.
Yeah, if the weather got warm, I'd
It's
be
tickling
fine.
my toes.
Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I'm just like enjoying
The
the peace.
downtime.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like
Mhm.
we did a lot here this winter, and
Mhm.
it's just
Yeah,
really nice.
is
But
nice.
and we're gonna do things different, take a little pressure off. So,
Mhm.
because as you know, I kind of put a lot of pressure on myself the past 5 years.
You have, Lisa.
So it's
You
just time
have.
for a break.
So you have fun on your goal list this year.
Yes.
Awesome.
No, we don't have a fireplace, Barb. Um, oh, cool. She's getting her cabbage heads and cauliflower. Exciting. Um, yeah, I think, we want to try different stuff and see what other things we can do. Um,
Mhm.
and then now we ordered our meat birds, um, which was really cool. We ordered them from the homesteading store that opened up
Uh-huh.
in the town below us, which is exciting because they're coming from a North Dakota
Mhm.
hatchery. Thank you, Annette. And so we're real excited about getting that. And now we're debating on ducks or,
Mhm.
and stuff like that. But I think I just need to back off a little with the gardening for my own
Mhm.
sanity.
Yeah.
Part of that is because I don't know if I'm going to be working at that greenhouse or not.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah.
um, just trying to play it by ear. But,
Mhm.
since I'm not doing tomatoes, we're doing peppers. I should get them started.
Mhm.
But just not feeling it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of thinking, how can I make it easier? How can we make it like lazy man gardening tips? We need some of those.
Well, look into what do they call that?
The watering things, because I've thought about trying that at least on one bed.
No,
Where I could turn
it's
the water on and I've got the little things running.
no, it's a method of gardening. Ruth something.
Oh no.
Who knows what I'm talking about? Ruth something gardening where you don't need to water or anything like that. I don't know
I'm
how that
thinking
works.
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Ruth Stout, that's it. Thank you, Annette.
Oh, that's a method. Okay.
Ruth Stout. And I don't know, somebody here who there's somebody here who has an off-grid place and talked about they tried to do it and it just
Mhm.
didn't go well because we're so dang dry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm
Ruth
gonna look
Stout.
that
Thank
up.
you guys.
Huh. That might
I,
be fun.
I'm not naysaying it because I've never tried it,
Mm-hmm.
but I tend to listen to people here who have tried things, and even if they've made a mistake, hey Lisa Colovi, um, even if they've tried things and they made a mistake doing it,
Mm-hmm.
they pretty much like know the climate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but
Hey,
yeah, Ruth
Lisa.
Stout.
Mhm. I'm gonna look into that. Even if I could do that part ways, and I'm still wanting to do, we'll see how some of the things I planted over by the woods, see how those survived. Because I did try to grow some ground cherries over there, and I tried to grow, gosh, what are the one? Uh, it's artichoke, but it's not an artichoke. What are they?
Jerusalem.
Yes, Jerusalem artichokes. I planted some of those. We'll see how those did over there, but I do want to get more of that going this year. It's got to be drought tolerant because I'm not walking all the way out there to water. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's what I've heard. A lot of people say not great.
Mm-hmm.
See, and Glenn tried it and it failed.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Oh, geez, Gail, I hope you feel better.
I do too, Gail. How are you today? Straw bale.
Straw bale planting. Yeah.
Okay, I did too, but I put it in the worst possible spot and then neglected it half the time. So
I'm not paying for the straw.
straw is expensive.
Well, here's the thing. Like I
It's
have
like $8 or something for that bale, and I think it might even be higher now.
okay, so friends of mine in Pennsylvania and North
Mhm.
Carolina, they get their straw bales for like $3 or $4 a bale.
Really?
Okay.
Nice. Wow.
So we paid $12.50 a bale
Uh-huh. Wow.
last year.
My goodness.
Well, this year I went because we have not used as much bedding this year because it was a milder winter overall.
Mhm.
So we went and decided to buy straw because straw is technically the best bedding for the pigs. It's just that it's
Uh-huh.
expensive.
Yeah.
Well, now that the shavings
Mhm.
are like $8 instead of between 5 and 6,
Uh-huh.
$9.50 a bale they were the other day. And I'm like, we got like 5 or 6 bales, and that should get
Mhm.
us through to the spring. But
Yeah.
I'm not spending
Nice.
$9.50 for a bale or buying all that to put on my garden. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
If I'm going to buy it, it's going to end up for,
Mhm.
my pig.
Yeah, your animals. So we don't have straw here. I used to wasted goat hay. That's a good idea.
Yep.
Glad you're
Yeah,
doing better.
not anymore, Barb. Ours are close to eight, $8 now. In fact, I don't go to Tractor Supply because they're expensive. $5 a bale,
Mhm.
that's pretty decent. Yeah, the small squares, Annette.
It's how you move.
The
My
small
goodness.
squares.
She hurt her back lifting one bag of pine mulch.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and everybody who's starting to do gardening, be careful. They're just how you move. You know what I mean? When you're lifting
Yeah.
something. I've done that before too, where I've hurt my back lifting and kind of turning, I think.
Yep.
Hmm. Yeah, 950 is out.
So yeah, that's why we don't buy straw. I don't know if it has like I don't
This,
know enough
that what you're
about it.
talking about? The
Yes, I
herbicide?
saw that. Yep.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Hmm.
So like I know that alfalfa hay requires a lot of moisture, a lot of water when it's growing. So we tend to pay more for it because it has to come in from parts of the state that have pivots,
Hmm.
right? Because they're running water on those crops all the time. So a
Hmm.
lot of it comes from Nebraska. Um, and so like I get that, but we actually talked about getting like a round bale of straw
Hmm.
um to be able to have enough on hand for the entire winter.
Hmm.
But yeah, 950, and that was this year. They were 1250 last year. So obviously it's going to depend on drought and
Hmm.
all that stuff. And we had drought, so maybe the supply was down.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, and that's why I buy shavings.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least the deer don't eat the straw. Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. Um, but it is crazy expensive.
Hmm.
But that's why when we buy our hay, we buy the 900 to 1,000 pound or 1,100 pound big square bales,
Hmm.
and cover them with tarps to keep the deer out of them because it's cheaper for us to buy that.
Hmm.
So,
I'm
but
worried about the deer this year
why?
because my husband's he's been feeding the deer out in the woods.
Oh
Oh, he
yeah,
loves it. He gets more joy from just watch because we got game cams set up. So
yeah, and
he's
they're just
thinking
like
hunting season, and I'm like, they're gonna eat my garden.
they are.
I told him we're gonna have to make sure we keep it covered or something. Something.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do something.
I've seen like the greenhouses that you can put up over the top of a raised bed. So I'm
Yeah,
kind of thinking something like that that
yeah.
I don't know how easy it's going to be to take it down or do the round hoop things or something, but I'm foreseeing the need to keep it covered unless I'm out there actually working in it.
You could put a fence up around it.
Hmm. Could do that too. Getting any stakes in the ground here is so difficult, Lisa.
Oh, I know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because you're
We
gonna
have a
need
fence
some.
around one. I don't know if it'll keep them out or not, but we do have a fence around one.
So the first couple of
Oh,
years,
solar alarms. Sorry,
yeah,
Lisa.
Heather has them. The
Good
first couple
idea.
of years we had where they were happy friends.
Hmm.
And they just kept coming up, coming up, coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've been a little more getaway,
Mm-hmm.
and and don't encourage them, and they do a
Yeah.
lot better. Tammy, are your goats near your
Uh,
garden? And I asked,
nope.
deer have never gotten into my garden.
Interesting. Maybe I can. So the where I'm putting the goats are kind of in the woods. Like we use the trees in the woods to build the fence for the goats. And they've got a huge area, but on one side of it is where I have some of the permaculture that I'm doing. And I've not had any deer come over there, and I'll bet you're onto something there, because the deer don't tend to come up over there where my little permaculture area is. And I was kind of worried about it, but now you got me feeling better. I hope you're right.
Yeah. Rhonda's talking about putting a fence around hers because the deer are strong because they bent their fencing around their apple trees.
Oh God.
Yeah. when I thought it was cute to feed them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were in the pasture with the pigs and all that stuff, and then I realized that I needed to back off because they were getting a little too comfy.
Yeah.
And I needed to back them off. But they used to jump over the electric fences. Now, thankfully, they don't mess with the garden fences.
That's good.
But they'll reach right over and eat what's coming out, like the
Yep.
raspberry bushes.
Yep. So I need to, on my steps for gardening, I need to do more planning, and I need to plan not just for seeds and where I'm going to plant what, but I need to plan for what like how am I going to fertilize during the season? Obviously, I'm going to use my goat manure, right? That's kind of a given.
Yeah.
But is that going to be enough? Like, Gwen, do you just use goat manure as your fertilizer, or do you use other fertilizers also?
I'm sure she uses chicken manure too, but I know she uses goat.
And then, my next question is, what do you use and frequency of use? I'd like to hear what everybody uses for that, because I feel like that's something I need to up my game on. It's like one and done for me. They get what they get when they're planted, and then I never put anything on them again. And my plants are not producing enough food.
So you should look up why they're not producing.
Well, remember this last year, I thought maybe it was because of the soil. So I did a video on it where I totally revamped our soil. I included really good, I dug up the dirt, put it in a barrel. I added to that some of our compost, right? That had, goat manure, chicken manure, aged chicken manure stuff in it. And then I also added in some good soil that was supposed to have like worm compost in there, good stuff. That was it. That was what I considered to be fertilized. Okay. Just so if my definition is not correct, y'all can correct me. But I did that I replaced the soil in our two biggest beds with that, but I never did anything extra. I had banana peel powder, and I had calcium eggshells in there and everything. And now this year, I don't think I need to totally replace the dirt. But
so Rhonda said she uses compost tea, and then
how often?
Gwen uses 13, 13, 13. We have 10, 10, 10, and we use that. And the reason why is we tend to have that on hand because we can get it from the auctions and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what we throw in the pastures before it rains, if it ever rains.
Okay.
But the rest is all goat manure. I add calcium and phosphorus to the whole when I plant my tomatoes and peppers. Yep.
So do you all add anything mid-season? Do you go out there and, like, with the compost tea or the 13, 13, 13, do you go out there like every couple of months during the growing season?
If the plants are not producing, yes. If not, I don't bother.
Okay.
Right. If everything looks like it's doing good, I leave it alone.
And Heather's saying soil testing, which I might do, but remember, I just replaced all the soil. So I'm kind of like, And it's not that they didn't grow. I had stuff grow. I just didn't have it grow as well as I wanted it to.
Well, but you may be missing a key element.
You think?
Well, you could be, because if one plant is sucking for example, sucking the phosphorus out of there,
Okay.
right? NPK.
Yeah.
So I don't do it every 2 weeks or once a month. I see Heather say that, but to me, it's
Every
when
2 weeks or
things
once.
are looking like it's needed.
Okay.
For example, if I see tomatoes that are starting to look like blossom end rot, the minute I see it, I'm going to add the calcium. I'm going to add stuff and fertilizer to help them absorb the calcium, because you want to catch it early.
Okay. Rhonda said she did it twice a month. She had horrible soil. Yeah.
And once they got strong, I backed off a little, she said. Yeah. Heather, that's about me too. I do it if I remember.
Yeah. See, that would, yeah.
Gail said,
I think I'll need to write it down, because I'll be like, hey, did I just do that? And then they'll get a double dose. That
how do you guys make your compost tea? The smell of the banana peel tea made me want to vomit. I couldn't do it.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
I do, I just dehydrate my banana peels, and then I put them in my coffee bean grinder until they're powder. And then I put them in a bag. And then I'll end up with a really huge bag. And then that bag gets added to like the dirt that I put out there, so I don't have to make the tea.
Yeah, I could do that.
I never made a banana peel tea. I didn't know it stunk. Good to know.
I'm just, my gag reflex was always horrible, but it's gotten horrible since the whole COVID thing. So I try to, I can't.
Hey, everybody, we got 3 minutes too. Just a heads up if y'all have any questions.
I'm just looking. In fact, I was just going to say that I'm glad you did that, because I've been slacking in my duties.
No, you're good. You're good.
Let's see if anybody's got any questions. Do hope you feel better, Gail.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun year. I hope everybody feels like they're, chalking up some wins so far.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
That's what makes it fun. We're in the second month. We got 12 months to do this, right?
That's right. That's right. We have a new homesteading store. They've been open for a few months now, and they're in the town below us, and they're just amazing, and they're expanding, and I'm so thrilled about it, because they've got such reasonable stuff. Rhonda said, I scraped the top layer of the chicken run, put some in 5-gallon buckets, 1/4 of dirt to 3/4 of water, and I let it sit for 3 or 4 days, and I stir it 3 or 4 times a day. Oh, hang on, I gotta get that. Yeah, usually, hey, Andale, good to see you. Usually what we do is we take the garden tiller to the chicken run. We love doing that, because you can remove like inches and inches of hardened manure that's already aged. So what we do is we run the tiller in there, and then we shovel it out, and we put that in the compost or in the gardens. And then it sits there for a few months, and then it's good to go. So, but it just works out so good, because it cleans the run for the chickens, and then it also refreshes everything. Have a great day, Rhonda. Thanks for being here. Appreciate the info.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Remember, next week we're going to be on Mountain Grandma channel for our live. Same time.
Same bat? Oh, no, different bat channel.
Different bat channel. Same bat. So hope you all have a great week. Oh, hey, real quick.
Uh-oh.
We got to do this. We got to do it fast. I'm going to write down a number. How many people we got? 15. Put a number from 1 to 15 in the chat real quick, guys.
Hurry up. We're going to give you like a few seconds to do it.
Yeah. We're going to give this away. This will be mailed to you.
Next week, Mountain Grandma's channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Looks like 7 is everybody's. Y'all need to pick some new numbers.
Those are my
Okay, stop. I see it.
stop.
Number 5.
Who's the first
So-
one to get it, Heather?
Heather. So yay, Heather. You'll have to get me your address and I'll get this in the mail to you.
So close, you guys.
So close.
All right, so next week, congrats, Heather. And next week on Mountain Grandma's channel, I hope you all have a great day. Do the stuff to work towards your goals, baby steps, whatever
Get
it
her
is.
done. Get her done. Little
Stay
baby
warm.
steps. Read something, watch something. If nothing else, read something, watch something.
Stay warm, stay safe, and keep working hard and doing great on your goals. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. See you next week.